Well, hello there, everybody. It's Kevin here, and today I'm in Yale, panning along the Fraser River. It's a beautiful morning. It's supposed to be a nice hot day, and I'm kind of curious to see what I'm going to find and what I'm going to get. The Yale Reserve is like historical ground. This place has been flipped over time and time again. Yesterday I came out here with the guys from the Gold Chasers. That would be Greg and Chris. And they showed me a good time. Unfortunately, I didn't bring my camera with me. I was just too pumped to get out of town and go panning. I can see that could happen. But anyways, here I'm at. I'm looking at this little ground here. I'm going to move some of these bigger rocks out of the way and throw some stuff in this here classifier and go down here and try not to get taken out by a rogue wave. It's like I say, it's a beautiful morning. I'm going to try different spots along the Panning Reservation here, reserve, and yeah, let's see what we can find. I went for a little walk upstream. Somebody told me there's some really neat garnets up there. There is. It's a really neat spot. It's on somebody's claim, so I didn't touch anything. I touched the garnets, obviously, but I didn't take any. Just really neat deposits there. I didn't even feel comfortable filming it because it's somebody else's claim, and that's their baby. So here I am, back downstream, ready to do some panning, and have my audio disturbed by a train. Anyways, yeah, let's dig a hole. Yale Panning Reserve. First pan. 3 little tiny microcolors. Nothing worth filming, nothing worth getting excited for. But I'll show you a little trick I do. I fill up my pan full of water, put my classifier in it, and I literally shovel with one hand and shake with the other hand. And that pretty much almost fills up your pan. And then you can keep on shoveling into your classifier, and then you get like 2 pans in one kind of deal. And that's the way I've been doing it. I've been using my handy dandy little snuffer bottle there and suck up all my concentrates and transfer them into my little classic peanut butter jar and keep on a trucking. I'm going to give this place a couple more scoops and I'm going to try somewhere else. Maybe try a little further up the hill. I don't know. I'm hoping for better results than this. I'm strongly leaning towards plan B, which is going up to the road and finding a piece of ground that's no longer staked on MTO. It's one of the problems with the Fraser River as of late. The government said, hey, you know what, we're not going to allow people to stake cells here anymore, which is a travesty, which is a crime. This staking claims on this river is pretty much what made this province, and when they said, no, you can't do that anymore, it was a crime. It was something that was stolen from the people. And so now, there's lots of open ground on the Fraser River that anybody can go gold panning on. You just got to figure out where it is and how to get there. And you do a little bit of homework, a little bit of research, and you can get there. And that's my plan for later on today. Is I'm going to go way upstream a good ways on a chunk of ground that's not staked. And it's looking like it's relatively accessible. I'll find out once I get there. And yeah, play it by ear. It'd be nice if it was a little easier to get to and get around here, but that's just the way she kind of goes. And here comes another train, so I'm going to wrap this up before I get killed by noise. Bye. Well, after another dismal pan, thought of going up north and finding a spot that hasn't been worked over so extensively gets more and more appealing. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pack this up and I'm going to head north to that spot I located on MTO that's not staked, and I'm going to go dip the pan there. So I'm going to pack everything up, hop in the truck, and we're going to roll up the road. I'll turn you guys back on when I get there. Bye. Yeah, well, north of it. I made it to the spot. Quite the hike down the highway up there. As you can tell, it's steep. I made it. I survived. And one thing I noticed down here on the beach, straight up black sand right off the get-go. I never pan sand, but there's heavies there, one should maybe have a lookie. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to have a little experimental pan, throw that in there, and see what comes out of it. Over here, there's a little bit more gravel, so I'm going to check that out. It's a pretty neat spot here. This is all just deposited right, you know, silt from the river from when she's in flood stage, so that's hopefully a good sign. So yeah, I'm going to grab a scoop of this stuff and see if there's any treasure in it. I'm not so sure about going over this way some, but I don't know. We'll see how she goes. Might as well while I'm in the neighborhood, right? But, yeah, grab some of this black sand and see what's in there. Well, first pan here north of Yale is a complete bust, but I was kind of expecting that, you know what I mean? You don't find gold in just straight sand. It's very, very rare, near impossible, but you know, you see black sand, you're like, yay, why not? And no. Let that be a lesson. Sometimes you just got to learn these things, you know. Sometimes it's about where the gold isn't. So I'm going to go further down this way and see what treasures I can find. I think that's the ticket. Okay. I made it a little further from over there, and I find this here. So I figure, you know what? I don't got any crevicing tools, but I got my little spade, so I'm going to throw as much as I can in this dang thing and see what I can do. I got a nice little spot down here to go panning, so I'm going to go for it. Well, first pan off that bedrock crevice. Yeah, there's some good colors in there, not too bad. So far more gold in that one pan than I did yesterday at Yale and today at Yale, so you know, as I tell you, get out and explore and find the good stuff. I'm looking forward to the day. Heck yeah. I'm going to put this into my snuffer bottle and, yeah, keep on trucking, so they say. Sweet. I'm digging up over here because there's more rounded cobbles on top of this bedrock shelf. So I'm going to work my way over that way and do little panfuls as I go and see what treasures I can find. So far, I'm really liking what I'm seeing. Well, another fine pan of gold. I'm liking this little spot. I'm going to keep digging here. Yep, Here's my hole. The sun's getting low. I might as well show you what I've been doing. So, I've been basically finding fractured bedrock, and you can pull out sections of it. You see that dirt that's on there? That's the stuff you want. And seeing how this is fractured bedrock, it hasn't been worked before. So all these little spots, see all that nice dirt? It's a little time consuming, a little bit of a pain in the butt, but I've been getting decent pans. Not horribly sized gold either. So I go through with the pry bar here and just kind of bust this all up and open it up. And we'll see what I can get into a pan. That's going into the pan. Give it a quick little rinse. Wash off the loose stuff. And into the river. Catch and rinse here, you know. And we just basically work your way around in a spot where you can dry the bedrock loose. That's a nice big heavy guy. Must be all the gold on the outside of it. Yeah. And you get all this nice stuff here. A lot of it's sharp, jagged rock, so be mindful. Stuff off the surface. Stuff in the cracks, I think, is where the money's at. Just filling up my classifier. And giving it a good old thumping and bumping. Empty out the classifier now. That's what that lovely noise was. Reposition these old knees on top of this rock. Look at all this wholesome goodness that's coming up from below. That's stuff you want. Stuff that's getting stuck in there over hundreds and hundreds of thousands of years. That's good dirt. Maybe a little bit more time consuming work, but if you get the gold out of it, you know what I mean? It's pros and cons to everything, I guess, you know. Well, the gold's had a chance to settle into these low regions over a long, long period of time. And then you just come in, clean everything up, and hand it out. And just clean out the rocks in my classifier. So you start with a pan full of water in my classifier in it. Then you can just add your dirt as you go. And the dirt kind of displaces the water. So your pan always stays kind of full, either with water or dirt. Either way, it's probably pretty good. Got probably about a good 3/4 of the pan full. Ooh, look at that break off of there. Take all the wholesome goodness attached to it. Oh, nice round cobble. Just gonna wash these two rocks separately. I'm gonna scoop up the dirt there by hand. There's a nice little chunk of it. Into the pan. Boom. Into the pit. And that's all this low stuff that's in this broken bedrock. You know, when it was solid, it might have been worked, and then all the stuff fell in the cracks over millennia. And hopefully, that's what I'm putting my money on. Alright. I think I got a pretty good, decent pan full. Let's turn this guy over to here. Yeah. Oh, it's a beautiful day out here on the Fraser River. I tell you what. Get rid of the chocolate milk. Oh, my sediment that floats around in the water. Get rid of those guys. Another swirl. Get rid of the chocolate milk. There's a lot of stuff in here. Also a lot of black sand, which is a good thing. All that brown dirt coming out of there. Already we reduced our pan probably about 75%. Train coming around the other side. them up the bottom of your pan and I'm spraying. Do the old it's not gonna honk the horn for me. Aww. Give it a try again. Come on, buddy. Woo, woo, woo. No. These pebbles out of here. Now, getting rid of the last little bit of the lawn. Some of the black sands near the end, bring everything back. We're going to have more for the lawn. Here, get the pebbles out of the way. Probably won't be able to see any of this, but there is gold in this pan. Not a bad little chunk either. Quite a few pieces. Nothing huge, no pickers, but lots of small plates and micros. And that's what I've been doing all day out of this hole. And yeah, not too bad. Grab this camera. Can't see here though. That's darn too. See some there, eh? And that is Fraser River gold. Shining bright in the nice sunshine. Look at all the micros up here. So yeah, there's probably about 20-30 pieces of gold in this pan, if not more. So that's a bonus. So yeah, if you got good gold bearing ground, fractured bedrock, go check it out. There's a spot on top of the hill up over there where guys have been working just the gravel. And this has been better, closer to the water, easier to pan. They dug a hole up there that was pretty large, you know, quite impressive. It was all hand classified, so you know, an incredible amount of labor. Then they must have been filling up a 5-gallon bucket and then bringing it down to the river here to pan. No sign of sluicing. All by hand working. Usually when you got sluicing, the rocks would be clean. You'd have big tailings and small tailings. Nothing of the above up there. It looks like it was all worked by hand. So you know, it's a neat little spot. I'm very pleased with this trip today. This is better than I was doing at Linton, that's for sure. Better than I was doing at Yale. So you know, get out, do your homework, do some research, look around, and see what you have available to you in your area, and take advantage of it. You know, we're only here for so long, and it's nice to get done. So I'm gonna sign out on this one. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and tune in next week or the week after or whenever I do post something, and leave a comment if you like it. You know, I hope I could get a subscription out of you, because I'll be doing more kind of stuff like this, either that or things around the house. And, you know, this channel is called the Canadian Hillbilly after all. You know, that's what I do and how I get it done. Jack of all trades, master of none, and pretty good at one or two things. Well, again, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Woo.